Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic for November the 5th, 2022. Yep, it's November now. Halloween is officially over, but as you can see, I still haven't changed anything over. Indeed, I'm trying to figure out a way to justify keeping this cheerful little fellow here, at least through the holiday season, possibly involving a child-sized Santa cap. But it's okay that he's still here because, it's... Even though today's not going to be a Halloween-centric video, we do have some stuff that sort of fits in with the creepy Halloween vibes. And of course, also, with specifically Haunted Mansion, they are finally releasing the October release for Mickey Mouse Main Attraction on, Tuesday the 9th? Was that Tuesday? Today's the 5th. Wednesday? Is that Wednesday? Yeah, I think that's Wednesday, which is kind of a weird release day. They've not been doing them on Wednesdays. I think they were on Tuesdays originally, and then they were on Fridays. Of course, they used to be on Saturdays, but now Wednesday this month, so whatever. But aside from that, it's kind of convenient this year because today's items do still sort of fit in with the vibe. And that's because today's items are mostly all from the Hollywood Tower Hotel. Of course, the setting for the Tower of Terror. Although there may be just a little cameo from a delayed Mickey Mouse The Main Attraction item. Now, of course, here in California, where Hollywood is, we no longer have the Hollywood Tower Hotel because we no longer have the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror because it is now the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, which is a perfectly fine ride in its own right, but I was a fan of the Hollywood Tower Hotel, seeing as it was one of the best themed things in California Adventure for a long time. It was beautifully designed and laid out and detailed, and that's all gone now, at least here in California. But we can still be fans of it. I, of course, have my Hollywood Tower Hotel robe and my coasters that look an awful lot like ashtrays, just minus the little cigarette divots. And of course, a shot glass and a toothpick holder and a do not disturb sign. But my wife has picked up a few new items, obviously not from California, but from the Florida park, because thanks to the internet, not always Shop Disney, but the internet, we have managed to get a few new Tower of Terror items, or rather Hollywood Tower Hotel items. Part of what I like about Hollywood Tower Hotel stuff is that it doesn't say Tower of Terror generally anywhere on it. It is themed to a hotel that doesn't actually exist. And also coincidentally, all of today's items are headwear. So it's also part of why it's nice that we have heads. In fact, I don't think we have enough heads, but we will make do with what we have. So let's start out with the oldest release, but not the oldest item we have received. And that's going to be these Hollywood Tower Hotel Minnie Mouse ears. Now, these are not just your normal Minnie Mouse ears. These are actually Loungefly. And these came out at least a couple years ago. I think 2019, 2020. They had them for a very brief period on Shop Disney. They had them for a long time on Shop Disney UK. And we did try to purchase them from there, but that was during the end of the world, and they weren't shipping anything to the US, so we couldn't. And they just never restocked them on Shop Disney, and they were like $80 on Amazon, despite the fact that they are, I guess, only $40 in the park. So, time progressed, and then earlier this year, my wife spotted them on Amazon for, I think, $40, or maybe, probably a little bit more than that because they're $40 normally, $40 or $45, an amount that seemed reasonable. And, there's always the risk of them being fakes, and that's still technically a risk, but there's nothing here that necessarily screams fake. Now, you may notice that these are already out of the package. That's because these have actually been on display in our house. That's why the big CVS-style receipt warning tag there is bound up with a hook and latch cable tie because it's not super visible from a distance. But these are nice ears. They're kind of reminiscent of some of the colors portrayed in the old Tower of Terror. I've never seen the Florida one. I assume it's fairly similar. But at the California one, we had the bellhops uniforms. Why do I have a bit of plastic here? Get rid of that. The bellhops uniforms were generally all done up in just kind of burgundy and gold. We have a kind of old-fashioned key element here in the middle with a little tassel on it. I think we may actually have a keychain that's very similar to this. And then like a faux leather bow, again, done up in the burgundy, gold, and black. It says Disney Loungefly on the little metal plaque here. Faux leather band. Doesn't actually say like Tower of Terror anywhere on it, and I think that's cool because it maintains the reality of an item from a place that doesn't exist, and I really enjoy things that come from things that don't actually exist. But yeah, I'm not sure. We bought this from a third-party vendor, and apparently I'm guessing they probably live near the Florida park where they were able to obtain this. Because if it's a knockoff, it's a pretty good one. Only we'll complain about is it's got kind of a weird, like, misshapen ear on this side, just a little bit. But with a little finessing, we could probably address that, but why bother? It's quite nice, and it's what my wife wanted for a long time, for literally multiple years, and now she finally has it. Next, we're going to go a little bit more recent, but still staying at the Hollywood Tower Hotel. We have these ears, and these ones, as you can see, have not been taken out. Now these, chronologically, are the ones we received first. These are the oldest things to arrive in the void space from today's items, but they are the second newest of the Hollywood Tower Hotel items. These came out earlier this year. As you can see, we haven't even opened them yet, so let's do that now. Here we go. Freed from their poly prison, we have the newer Hollywood Tower Hotel Minnie Mouse ears. Now these two, as you can see, have not been opened, so the receipt tape tag here has not been bound up or anything yet. And these don't have a... Oh, they glow in the dark. I did not know that. We may have to take a look at that. Unfortunately, I've already put the big black light away, but I still have my little torch. We can do that. But they're done up. The whole thing's done up in faux leather. Again, they are a Disney Loungefly collaboration. Again, they do not actually say Hollywood or Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, or indeed just Tower of Terror on them anyways. We're going with more of a elevator theme, which makes sense. It's an elevator-based ride instead of just a hotel theme. So we have a nice little metal HTH logo in the middle, and I'm afraid this actually having hands on both sides of the dial kind of gives it more of a clock vibe than a elevator vibe. So that was a weird choice. I know it's probably for like symmetry, but yeah, elevators generally only have the one arm pointing. But then again, the elevator on the Tower of Terror is not a regular elevator. Again, kind of a faux leather band, a little grippy stuff in the middle. But yeah, let's check out this glow-in-the-dark stuff. Means we have to turn off some lights. And break out the black light, which will be the little one. It's not the big one anymore because Halloween is over. Let's see if we can charge this up though. Kind of, yeah, I think we can see it here. It would be... That's cool. The whole bow actually goes. I didn't realize that until like literally just a few seconds ago when I opened it up and read it here on camera. I didn't realize this was a glow-in-the-dark item. So that's pretty cool. That's nice. I can approve of and appreciate that being a thing that exists. That does make it a little nicer. I think the first ones are a little... Oh, let's turn some lights on in here. Hold on. There we go. I do think these ones aren't quite as nice looking as the older ones, but I do like the fact it glows in the dark, and they're still quite nice. And again, Hollywood Tower Hotel stuff. I am generally going to approve of any Hollywood Tower Hotel stuff that I can get my hands on. So we do have one more bit of Hollywood Tower Hotel headwear to look at, and this one is the newest one. I think it actually just came out, at least came out on Shop Disney in the last couple of weeks, because it just arrived, I think, this week here in the void space. And that is probably, I think, my favorite item of today's, because it's the most reality breaking, and that is the Hollywood Tower Hotel bellhop's cap. Yep, it is a bellhop cap, very similar to what, as I recall, the cast members wore on the ride. It has a lovely design of the Hollywood Tower Hotel itself on the top of it. And it is adjustable on the inside because, of course, not everybody's head is the same size. This little elasticated, adjustable, I think, hook and latch. Or is it just elastic? It's hook and latch. Okay, yeah. So it's Velcro style, so you can tighten up a little bit if your head's not this big. I think it's not quite big enough for me to wear, but if you have a normal sized head, it probably would fit you just fine. It's fairly basic. It's got kind of a rigid foam. I guess that's actually more of a plastic interior, help it keep its shape. It's very kind of tightly pressed, thin fabric on the top, kind of drum-like. But I feel like if anything is going to break or rip on it, that's where you're going to have your failure. It's fairly simple, but fairly nice. It's kind of thing that seems like it would have existed at the actual hotel. So let's remove those, and we'll put that up there. There we go. Beautiful. So that's all of our Hollywood Tower Hotel stuff to look at. But there might be just a little cameo from Mickey Mouse, the main attraction. So if you recall, the last time we talked about Mickey Mouse, the main attraction, it was for the release of the Big Thunder Mountain items. And we ordered the full set of that, including the backpack. But one item was a pre-order. It hadn't come in with the rest of them, but it's here now. So it's time to take a look at the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad ears. Yep, they are now here. We have not taken them out to look at them. And just looking through the plastic, it's nicer, honestly, if these come all together, because I'm not going to go get the plush back out to compare it to it. And I feel like it's hard to give these a really fair look without having the plush handy to compare it. But we've got Mickey's hat. Now, this is an issue we've had before. We have the hats. Which one did we have this issue on? Was it Tiki Room? We've had this issue previously in this series where we had the hat kind of cut across the ears like this. So they've just kind of put a cut in there. And the same issue again, we have like an indent, as I recall. Too far, I can't remember exactly which ears they were, but I seem to remember this being an issue where the brim was too folded down. If you pulled it up, this like doesn't sit right. To get that to sit right, the front comes down again. It's I'm not a fan of them doing this. I really hope that the Haunted Mansion ones aren't like this. I think they're not. I think they're more like just like the hat being in the center and not, from the pictures I've seen, of course I haven't seen the real thing yet, but not going in front of the ears like this, because this, not a big fan of them doing this with the ears. But we do have the little train that appeared on the key and on Minnie's dress, and of course more track over there. We have the BTM logo in metal? I think it's metal. Yeah, it's metal. Sounds like metal anyways. And of course, Big Thunder Mountain on the side here. And do we have that pinching problem? This side looks okay. This side's a little pinched, not too bad. And of course we have the Walt Disney World 50th on the back there. And again, the same problem with the hat on the back, but to be fair, it's on the back, and who cares what people think when you're walking away from them? It's more important what they think when you're entering the room than when you're leaving the room. To be fair, if you're walking into the room wearing these, their thoughts on you probably are going to center more on these existing at all than they are whether or not the brim sits. That's not too bad. It's still not quite right on that side, but it's the best I've managed in these last 30 seconds of looking at it. So that's a thing. That's nice. That's something. And of course, it has the same words on the inside that the other one had. And if you are interested in knowing what those words are, well, I guess you could pause, and hopefully that's clear enough to read. Or you can just go back and watch the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad video where I read the words off the back of the key. But they're nice. Not the nicest. I want to say these are reminiscent of both Minnie's dress and Mickey's outfit as far as the mountain scene. They're nice. I mean, it's part of the collection. If you're trying to collect them all, you have to collect them all, right? That's just the way collecting them all works. But I'm really high hopes for Haunted Mansion. From the pictures, they don't look bad. But I guess we'll find out in a couple weeks. I'm thinking if they're coming out on Wednesday, we won't have them in time for next weekend's video, but maybe the weekend after? Maybe, is that Thanksgiving? No, it's the week before Thanksgiving still. Maybe for the week before Thanksgiving, we will have our Halloween-themed Haunted Mansion stuff to look at. You know, one last dose of Haunted Mansion, probably, for the year. Maybe we'll look out and get some more Haunted Mansion. I'm rambling. Let's go back to the up view, and then we'll finish. So that's going to wrap us up for this week. We are basically all ears for basically an all Hollywood Tower Hotel Headwear video, and it's all quite nice. Not enough heads. I've run out of heads. I thought 3 heads would be enough for anything on this table, especially since this head's gonna go away with the Halloween stuff eventually. This guy, I'm thinking he'll make it through Christmas, but you know, no promises. But yeah, you think 3 heads would be enough, but nope. I have 4 pieces of headwear, but at least all the Hollywood Tower Hotel stuff is nicely displayed. But that will wrap this up. I hope you found it at all interesting and entertaining. Let me know in the comments which piece is your favorite of the Hollywood Tower stuff. I do like the bellhop cap the best, partially because I'm just not that into the ears personally. Partially, indeed mostly, because that looks like a thing that actually would have existed at the fictional hotel. Also, let me know, what do you think of these ears? Are these good ears? Are these bad ears? Without getting them all out, laying them out on the table to look at side by side, I'm going to say these are middle of the pack, but upper part of middle of the pack. So, you know, not great, but certainly far from the worst we've seen. I just wish this could be sorted out. It's not the first time we've seen it, and with only 3 more to go, hopefully it's the last. I can't imagine there'll be anything like that for the fireworks. It's just a matter of, I don't remember if Haunted Mansion, the hat does that or not. I suppose I could look at the picture and have an opinion, but I'll wait and have an opinion when they're actually here. So I do thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, like and subscribe.